Oh, we're still waiting on the professor. But we're here. We got the syllabus, we got the lesson plans, and I'm pretty sure she wrote some stuff on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So, hi.
I think all of us should get like a couple of extra points on the final.
We should. That's brilliant. Why aren't we doing that? Hey, everybody, it's me, Matt.
Hi, everybody's cat.
And we're here. It's Days for Dummies. Angela may or may not pop in, and she does. You know how she does. You know what she does.
As the fists fly, so do the days of our lives.
How long have you been holding on to that one, Ma? That was good. As the fist flies, so do the days of our lives. Well, it's a moment you've been waiting for a while now. At least since the preview. And I'm talking about Nicole smacking Sloan.
Me too. It was so good.
It was good. It was good. It was totally amazing.
And I like the stuff I found on social media where Sammy punches Nicole and then Nicole punches Sloan. It's awesome.
Just all kinds of punching and happening in Salem.
All the
all
for the
kinds of
same
punching
for the
happening in
same
Salem.
crime, for the same sin.
Oh, Mama Cat made a rhyme, says Kelly. Hey, Kelly, Jeannie, and Vita are here. Hello, welcome to class, y'all.
Good morning.
Of course, you know, before we get too deep into the very fun closed fist violence that is Days of Our Lives, Nicole versus Sloan 2024. Let's do some housekeeping. One, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Why not? Just go ahead and take care of that now. Don't wait for the content. Don't wait to be pleased. Just do it.
Clicky, clicky.
It's free, by the way. A subscription to the YouTube channel, in case you didn't know, is totally free. All it is a little click of the red button if you're logged in under your account. And we can be added to your library, and every time we upload a video or go live, you can be notified. All it takes is a little subscription.
You know, next weekend, Friday, Thursday, and Friday, not weekend. Thursday and Friday, me and Matt might be popping on a couple of times.
Yeah.
Just popping on.
Yeah, so subscribe now and see what happens when Matt and Kat are in town together.
Yeah, I get to see my baby next Thursday.
Yeah,
I'm
excited for it. I know that you were excited for it. A big trip planned down here to Los Angeles. Not only Mama Gat, but Daddy T as well.
Yes.
A big reunion of mother, father, and son.
Yeah, we're going to hang out for 2 days, you guys.
Down here in Los Angeles.
Not really 2 days. We're not going to see Matt till probably Thursday evening, early evening, dinner time probably. And then we're going to spend all day Friday together.
And it's going to be super fun.
And what we're not doing is going to the Emmys, you guys.
Well, yeah, you know, that'll be a part of the housekeeping, the early housekeeping here in this episode. As no, we were not extended an invitation to the Emmys as much as we tried. We got in there under the wire, but unfortunately there just wasn't the space to accommodate the 10th floor this time around. Because, you know, they have Entertainment Weekly and People Magazine and all of these major outlets that come through and Billboard and blah, yada, yada, yada. That come through, and lots of people have eyes on that. Lots of people see their content. It's understandable. Listen, we were there last time, and they were working in a shoebox. And from my understanding, they had even less accommodation this time.
Wow.
Like they're not using as much of the hotel.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah. As it stands right now, Kelly says JLJ was rejected as well. Yeah. From my understanding, James was not extended an invite. I really haven't heard anybody of the podcasting crew getting their accepted invitation. I think all eyes right now are on Tony from Dish and Days to see if he gets in.
He doesn't know yet?
From my understanding, no, but I'm not him, nor am I necessarily in his friend circle, so I really can't say what the deal is at this very moment in time, but the last time I heard about it, nobody knew.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe they didn't let any podcasters in.
I'm thinking that they really just let the major outlets through. I know Michael Fairman's going, but, you know, he's Michael Fairman, right? He's a legend in the business, practically.
Yes. Yes.
Excuse me. So,
anyway,
you know, you're still going to get red carpet content. It just won't be from the 10th floor, and we'll do an Emmys reaction video as we do.
We will.
Yeah, and Janie says the Emmys just aren't as big as they once were, and it's true. It's true. You can definitely tell with just the size of the theater alone.
Yeah. I mean, there for a little bit, they didn't even put them on TV.
Yeah, they were just streaming, right?
Yeah. Now they do. CBS carries it, but that wasn't always true. They had streaming only there for a bit. And then, of course, because of COVID and all that, and this and that, they didn't have it all.
No, they're just like, we're going to email the winners. Thanks, everybody.
Kind of lackluster, huh?
We're just going to put up thank you videos. Yeah. So, there's that. But hey, it's okay.
It is okay.
Great time anyway.
We are. And we're gonna try again next year.
Oh, yeah. It's not like we're going to
And we're going to submit our stuff earlier.
And here's my secret, is I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be like, thank you very much for the opportunity. I hope for next time. And hope that it works for me.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Yeah, it doesn't always win, but kindness usually wins.
On my mug this month, this week, right now is Dunkin' Donuts because I'm parking the car in Harvard Yard. I'm from the great state of Massachusetts. I support the Sox in Boston, Rob, is what I do.
Right? Angela should be here to see the Dunkin' Donuts cup.
I used it for her.
I bet you did.
So all those fangelas out there, make sure that you let her know that you love seeing her on Days for Dummies, and when she doesn't show up, it makes you sad.
Exactly.
Last bit of housekeeping before we get into Days of Our Lives in Truth is today's launch of Johnny Walker Month here on the 10th Floor Podcast channel. So all of the shows in the month of June are going to be dedicated to Johnny Walker, in addition to, of course, this is Pride Month as well for the LGBTQIA plus community.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if there's any spotlights we can shine on that here in the daytime world. We'll see. It's not a highly represented community in daytime. My computer is flashing? I don't know. Is anybody else having some broadcast issues for me?
I don't see anything weird.
Okay. Keep an eye on it, folks. Let me know. If it's not, if nobody else sees it, then it's isolated to Kelly for some weird reason.
I don't see. I see normalness.
Anyway, so it's Johnny Walker Month here on 10th Floor because Johnny Walker, as we all know by now, there's no way you've escaped the news unless 10th Floor is the only soap media you consume outside the soap opera itself. Excuse me. Johnny Walker, unfortunately, was shot and killed last week in downtown Los Angeles at about 3 a.m. after his bartending shift. He and a coworker were leaving, headed back to their cars, walking in groups for safety, as they always did. Walker walking his coworker to their cars. He noticed somebody was messing with his vehicle. At first, he thought he was getting towed, but then soon realized that was-not the case. And when he walked up to confront the situation, he stepped between the coworker and the situation and wound up getting shot and died shortly after. Johnny Walker played Brando Corbin on General Hospital. Your personal, we see flashes on your face. Oh. I don't know. It's my glasses. I can't stop the reflection. No, nothing's wrong with the computer. It's anyway. So
and you can't take them off, you guys.
No, then I'm blind. Then I wouldn't be able to read the chat.
Exactly.
And then my eyes are all dark. Nobody wants this. So yes, Kelly, back to focus. Rest in peace, Johnny Walker. So because of that undeniable act of just, I don't know, in innate bravery, I don't know, heroism, because it's one thing to dive in front of a bullet. It's another thing to stand between a problem. He didn't dive in front of a bullet, but he stood between a problem, and he didn't make it. And his coworker did. Who's to say what could have happened if he didn't take that action? So
I imagine when they shot him, they ran
immediately. Yeah. So pow and gone. They didn't even take what they were trying to steal. The coworker put out a statement out there, and there's statements from Walker's family. There's GoFundMes, statements from the coworker. All of that stuff is out there. Go search it. Go find it. I'm not going to quote it for you. because don't come here for the news. That's not what I'll do. Excuse me. But all of that's out there. Pretty much the full story is out there from the people who lived it and the people that love Johnny the most. So go check all of that out. But like I said, in the month of June, it is going to be Johnny Walker month. So we're going to have a little picture of him up on all of the shows here for the next 4 weeks. And I don't know. I'm sure we'll talk about Brando a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Sandra.
It was interesting too. This past week on General Hospital, they actually did mention, Brando Corbin.
Yeah.
They said his name this past week.
Yeah, I imagine. Listen, so GH is the wrong show for this hour, but why not? It's Johnny Walker month. GH is a show that since they're 5 weeks out, all of that, there is a possibility for them within the next 2 months to, I don't know, sell Sasha back the garage and call it the Brando Corbin garage or something. You know what I mean? Some little bit that they can work in that doesn't take a whole approvals process and ABC meetings and stuff, but just a scene that they can stick in there or something.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens on General Hospital when it comes to that, and if nothing else, we'll get a placard, maybe a short montage or at least a couple of pictures.
I'm sure they'll do something.
Well, especially given the way that he passed away, I would imagine that there's going to be something happening on the show to honor the life, the legacy, the memory, and just, I guess, the natural bravery of Johnny Walker, who went out in a way like Brando did. Remember, like Brando went out chasing the bad guy, getting hooked, protecting Jocelyn.
Yep.
Like it's somewhat similar. It's not exaggerated soap.
No, of course not.
But I don't know, just unexpected circumstance, an unexpected piece of news to come through.
It's so tragic.
Absolutely. At first when I saw the picture, I'm like, Johnny Walker, how did Johnny Walker pass it? What? How do you click shot and just surprise after surprise after surprise after surprise when it came to that story?
Well, honestly, I when I saw the news but didn't see what it was, what had happened to him, I never thought that he hurt himself or he had OD'd in some way.
No, he wasn't that kind of guy. And
he wasn't like that. I never thought that, that's not what sprung to mind for me, that he hurt himself or he accidentally hurt himself.
Right.
Neither one of those came to mind.
Right. Well, neither one of them happened. So, oh boy. All right. So, there's that. But let's hop off the real world and hop into the fantasy world in Salem. And now I got to tell you, Ma, weeks like this on Days of Our Lives is why I like Days. And I'm going to give you one sequence that proves it, and you probably already know which one I'm referring to. And that's bear spray. Okay. Hey, Jacarius. Okay. Where else in daytime are you going to get Lucas Horton dressed as a priest, a monk, whatever, spraying Officer Goldman with the name like Faith Happiness now or something, as she is in some frickin' convent that they have to break into in order to wrestle the information out of her to locate Clyde and this, that, and the other stuff. And he pulls out a can of bear spray that they set up an episode prior. This is why I love Days of Our Lives.
Well, they were just prepared. They're going to Montana.
Freaking Tana. Montana. Of all places to go to. Montana. This clearly Ron is back in the writer's room. And he's leaning into the goofy as he does. And it is a dream freaking job.
I heard in a couple of instances that Friday was the first episode that had the rolled writing team back on it.
Well, perfect then, because it rolls.
Friday was the first episode.
Because then they were given notes or something. I don't know exactly what it was, or because goodness gracious, so good, so fun, absolutely a joy and a half.
A join
and a
a
half to watch this bear spray situation. It just screamed the days of our lives that drew me in months ago, and we're seeing a little bit of it again.
I watched Days of Our Lives, you guys, first thing in the morning. It's available at 6 a.m. I'm an early riser. I'm usually watching it by 6:05. I'm watching Days of Our Lives. I get it out of the way and got my story, my first story of the day. But you know what it also gives me the first of the day? Usually my first chuckle. I love it.
That's right.
Usually gives me my first chuckle for the day,
it's
too.
Good. It's irreverent. They'll have a situation or a line. Leo will do something or say something that pulls a laugh out of you. They'll bring out a can of bear spray. Ava will be, in the room feeling all tense. She's going to hear a noise and she's going to go like into the corner, and in walks Lucas and Harris with Slurpees and hot Cheetos. Can you imagine Jason Morgan walking into the coffee warehouse with a Slurpee and a bag of hot Cheetos?
Yeah. Maybe they could put that in there as he's trying to win over Jake or something. But I brought you a slushies and hot Cheetos.
You're a kid. You like this stuff, right? Listen, I read a book somewhere that once said that kids like hot Cheetos and Slurpees. Is it because I didn't get you the purple Slurpee? I should have got you the purple one. I'm sorry.
For real life, you guys, I know somebody. She was a senior in high school. Her belly was hurting so bad. So bad. Her belly was hurting so bad. Her mom took her to the doctor. They did some, what the culprit was?
Slurpees.
No.
Oh.
The girl had an ulcer due to hot Cheetos. She was consuming so many hot Cheetos, or burned a hole in her 17-year-old belly.
Oh my God.
17 years old. She got a hole in her belly from hot Cheetos.
That's no good.
Those things are toxic a little bit.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Overindulgence in anything is not great, right?
Kelly says that Daddy T will give you other chuckles. Yes, he does. He's a goofy, silly man.
He is goofy, silly sometimes. He's his humor requires thought. It's very riddly kind. It's kind of riddle, and it's sarcasm, and it's riddles.
You can dig at it, but once you find it, it's great.
Yeah. So, a lot of his stuff kind of goes over people sometimes.
But if you catch it, it's good.
If you catch it, it's
good. Oh, goodness. But Kelly says ouch to the ulcer, so, I would imagine so. So be careful, don't eat only junk food, everybody. And that's a lesson for Jude, who's going to be renamed soon to something else.
And I'm talking with this young lady was eating bags of them things, okay?
Like 3 bags.
She wasn't a little handful every day. Goodness. She was eating those Cheetos.
I'm going to have a bowl of hot Cheetos for breakfast before I go to high school. And for lunch, I think I'm going to get some hot Cheetos from the vending machine.
That's kind of was her life, yes.
So how do we set it up so Jude, soon not to be Jude, doesn't live a life of junk food? All right, what do we need? We need very strict parenting from EJ. Like almost mean parenting.
I tell you what, all those ding Damaras are no good.
None of them are good. No.
None of those Damaras are any good.
No. Kristen is just, sleeping with Alex for whatever. Stefan is busy just bouncing back and forth between all kinds of different problems, freaking out over Gabby's soon-to-be reappearance here in Salem. We've got EJ collecting jobs and losing them as if they were a collection of bottle caps. Now he's sort of driven Sloan out of town.
Yeah, she give her opportunity she can't deny. I don't know why she doubled back.
Who is Jude's real daddy, says Kelly. I know Kelly knows that Jude's real daddy is Eric, but who knows how long until Jude knows who his real daddy is.
I tell you. And Greg Vaughn, man, you can play some misery, can't you?
What are we doing? This is a fishing rod. What are we trying to get? That's a 2025 Emmy, folks.
Yeah.
Nicole
you
and
might
Eric?
Get one.
Huh? Wouldn't that be something nominated next year?
That is That is some really good heartbreak and misery going on in Greg Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he reminds me of right now? Because he was very good at it on GH2. He was a good Lucky because that misery and you know how Lucky cried like that.
Oh,
Lucky
yes. Jonathan
cries
Jackson
like
just set
that.
the precedent.
And Greg Vaughn was very good at being Lucky. And in that misery of what was happening with losing Jude, it kind of made me think of him as Lucky because, well, he had some lot of misery back then too.
Yes, yes, yes. Greg Vaughn
Yes.
only plays misery. When he's happy, you don't want a Greg Vaughn. You want a miserable Greg Vaughn. It's a tough life to live, but I'm glad he's given it to us. Uh, I mean, he doesn't
I don't
know,
know.
right? He doesn't know that
So,
he's the baby daddy.
he does not. And
EJ
EJ
does.
knows he's not too.
EJ knows that he ain't the daddy, and it must be Eric then. Eric's the only answer. So there we go. There we go. There we go. Kelly wants to make sure that I understood that she was not asking a question, it was a statement. So 100% clear on that. We know that Eric is the daddy. Eric doesn't know that he's the daddy. Jude doesn't know he's the daddy. Nicole doesn't know he's the daddy. Nicole thinks EJ's the daddy, and they took her baby with him.
Actually, the closest person to knowing that the baby is Eric's, I think, is Marlena.
Because she's really getting the information from a lot of different sides, being the world's greatest psychologist, right?
And she recognizes the baby every time she looks at him.
She's like,
Every time she looks at him, that's what Eric, that's the expression. He looks so much like Eric. Oh, he's like, oh, look at that mannerism. Oh, look at that.
Look at that little turn of his ear. That's like Roman.
Yeah.
His toes are twisted like mine. How strange.
But yeah, I do notice that with Marlena. She mentions something about, oh.
Oh, yeah. Sloan knows. Kelly reminds us, as well as Leo. Leo knows the truth as well. I believe that Eric is the baby daddy. But Nicole, no.
And
no.
I think in a matter of days, Eric will know too.
I think that he's going to find out before Ari leaves the show for a while.
I would think so.
I wonder if she's going to leave with the baby, though.
Oh, I think she's going to leave the baby too. And she might be leaving, and Eric might be in tow.
Eric, ooh, wow, wouldn't that be something? I know that there was some rumors swirling around that Greg Vaughn might be taking some time off of days. Now, here's the thing: it's fun because it's, well, not fun, but it's funny, hard, difficult to get to the truth sometimes in soap reporting, because you can come to the end of your term, you can be taking a break, and then the headline is always so and so is leaving, so and so leaves the show. But it's entirely possible that Greg Vaughn was like, I'm gonna take 3 months to like have a great Christmas with my family and go to real Montana and go to real South Dakota and go to real Prince Edward Island.
Right. Well, because, they do film 6-7 months ahead. So if he's taking a break, he would have taken that break, like Matthew said, at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Right?
Kelly agrees with you. You might be right, Mama Cat. So there you go.
Maybe I'm right. Correct. Maybe I'm right.
You being correct.
Nicole and Eric will immediately start working on a sibling for Jude.
In real Montana, separately from each other in real life, but in real Montana together. So yeah, I don't know what it's gonna look like. I don't know. It's the mystery of the unknown, because we're so used to seeing these characters in these casts, and you're like, but I can't imagine a Days of Our Lives without Eric. I can't imagine a Days of Our Lives without Nicole. But without Eric and Nicole, there's still going to be a Days of Our Lives, and who knows what we're gonna get in replacement.
And Gabby's back. And Gabby and Al and Gabby's about to head back, and so is Abigail.
Abby, yes, all they do is talk about Abigail. Even this week,
yes.
They were like, remember when Abigail had multiple personality syndrome? Oh gosh, I should have noticed, huh?
And I saw a preview for next week, they find Clyde, and Clyde says, but she's not dead.
But she's not dead. I think Nicole is going to be recast as Dakarius. I don't know if they're going to go that far. I think if they did that, they would have. I feel like we would have heard so by now. Even though the news cycle doesn't, really like hit us until it gets close to airing for Days of Our Lives, I would think something as big as Ari Alexander, or Ari, what's her name? Is it Ari? Ari something. Anyway, she has been replaced with somebody else. I think that that's a headline that would be really hard to
I think
keep
so too.
quiet.
I think so too, because when they have recast Gabby, and we've known about it 2 or 3 months ago,
Mm-hmm.
that when Gabby does come back, it will be a different actress.
Right.
So I can't see them. I think it's kind of hard to keep something that big under wraps when they're so far ahead.
Well, we also have internet sleuths out there as well, who are watching who's following who and what studios and what projects and that sort of stuff on social media. And so a character, I think his name is JJ. The character's name is JJ. I don't know if he's a Devereaux. It feels like JJ Devereaux sounds right, but I could be wrong about who he is. But there's a character named JJ coming back through for the Doug funeral. But this actor is following all of the Days actors and the Days show and all that on Instagram, and he hadn't before they had asked him to come into the Doug funeral. So fans are now extrapolating that means good things happened at the funeral. There was a great conversation had, an opportunity was presented, and this JJ character may be continuing past that point. But they're seeing and talking about that now.
Yeah.
Which is still 7 months. Well, 5 months. 5 months before what's going on. So yeah, it's hard. It's hard with Days. I hope that they don't replace Ari. I hope that they are able to clear the path for her return back to Days. Well, there you go. Jack and Jennifer's son, Abigail's brother, says Sandra. So JJ.
Okay. I look forward to seeing him. I hope Sammy comes back. Want to see Sammy?
See, that's the hard part, because she's so famous on the other channel, like she's doing so well on Hallmark, right? She's Allison Sweetie. Right? She's doing so well on Hallmark that professionally, she doesn't necessarily need to commit to coming back to Days of Our Lives for any sort of stretch of time, because that is a time commitment. An Allie return is, 5 days a week of being at Peacock Studios, wherever it is that they shoot this thing. So it requires a break in the schedule, enough time to do that, the desire, the energy, all of that stuff kind of needs to all come together for a character like Allie to return. Unless they recast, but I feel like that would be pretty rejected by the fans.
Maybe.
Sammy, I should say. Sammy is the character's name. But it would be great to see her come through. Just to roll through Hurricane Sammy, just rolling through, punching people left and right, reminding Nicole what it feels like. I've heard so much of her.
I heard that she's a spitfire and capable of, some pretty crazy stuff. So I'm looking forward to it.
If Eric's on the way out, maybe Sammy can slide right through.
Maybe.
We can't leave the twin void.
What do you guys think of Steve Burton showing up in that officer and gentleman? I thought it had absolutely no purpose other than just giving us a little eye candy. Had no purpose at all.
Yeah. What's that song that they play at the end of that movie? I don't know, but it's good. Is that Richard Gere, right?
I don't remember.
You don't know? Oh,
I don't
thought
know.
You were the steel trap of movie memories.
And I know it had Daddy's brothers in that movie. He's the mean officer.
Lou Gossett.
Yeah.
Lou Gossett. Yes. Oh, he passed away too. Excuse me. Oh gosh, what else happened this week on Days? I mean, I'm just so heavily gravitated to the punch. The wall between Everett and Bobby is breaking down before our very eyes. It's painful. He screams, clutches his head, and collapses to the floor. What are you doing to me? Your power of psychology, Marlena. I just cannot stand against that. She's trying to beat him like Captain Kirk beats a supercomputer in Star Trek.
It's fun. It's fun to watch. I love it when the whole when Everett and Bobby like take over each other.
It's like Jan Brady. Marsha, Jan, Marsha.
I love it.
The best nerdy depiction of that is, of course, from Lord of the Rings, everybody's favorite trilogy, Gollum and Schmeagol, which is actually my brother's favorite Lord of the Rings reference. It's talking about, Schmeagol. Oh, what a dork. Oh, my brother. He was here, when it comes to like the cool factor. When we were teens, I would call him a solid 8 when it comes to cool, 8 out of 10,
Mm-hmm.
And as he has gotten older, it has just slid and slid and slid down that slope, and he's at a solid 2 now, folks. My brother is now once in the 90s and early 2000s, the epitome of cool. Maybe not
Yeah,
the
he was.
epitome, but a good 8. A good 8 out of 10. Now, holy smokes. What a goober. Bigger dork than me. It's probably because he has kids, though.
3 nerdy ass kids. I love them all so much.
But Andy Serkis, what a wonderful actor. He's famous out there. You see his digital face mostly in anything. He's monkeys in Planet of the Apes. He's Gollum and Schmeagol. He's dragons. He's this, that, the other stuff. I think really the only thing I've ever seen his face in is the Black Panther movie. Anyway, he's my favorite depiction of DID, just in the way that they cut it and split it, in the way that he would just like be all innocent here and then like all mean here and then like looking in the different directions and whatnot. I need that from Everett and Bobby. I need Everett and Bobby to have a scene together. They could even they can even go so far as to do one of those split screen thingies like they used to do with David Canary, right? But they set it up so the angle is such a way so he's looking at himself reflected in a mirror.
I love it.
Yeah, and he's just
a real Jekyll-y kind of thing.
Bobby, you need to get out of my life. I came here to protect you, Everett, from the things that you saw, the things you were too weak to handle.
Yeah, and then when they're like fighting with each other, and then Bobby punches Everett in the mirror. Go to sleep.
I came to protect you after you saw your daddy beat your mommy, or whatever it was.
Oh, I think he saw something. I think he saw something terrible happen to his mother, and he slipped then.
They picked up inspiration from the Elizabeth storyline in General Hospital when she pushed Rago down the stairs. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, they didn't give Elizabeth DID, so when Everett's dad shoves his mom down the stairs, it gives him DID, and that's how we can introduce Bobby Stein. Wait till we find out that Bobby Stein is a real person.
I have to tell you, over there on that other show, Frank, that DID Biz and Liz would have been so good.
It really was. You missed the boat on that. Now it's too late.
No, there isn't. You can have something else. We can still fracture Liz. And man, Biz and Liz would be so fun.
And it would have been a great tie-in to the reason why Terry calls her Biz. Oh, goodness gracious. Listen back to the library of episodes of the 10th Floor, people. We talked about a lot of stuff for the last 5 years. Pretty much 2-hour conversations every week about General Hospital for 5 years. Do you know how many hours of GH chatter that is? Go back and listen to it, please, people, please. And while you're at it, click the like and subscribe button on the channel. Hi. Hey, how's it going? I'm Matt.
But I'm enjoying the Bobby and Everett garbage.
It's so good. It is the reason why I like Days of Our Lives. You know, this is Leo and Dimitri after boning for the first time deciding to get married level of Days. And that is even like low tier Days in the history of Days. You know, it can go anywhere from here. And we got Lee coming back. Dr. Rolf is bound to show up again, that weird East European guy.
Well, that's where I'm sure that's where Abigail is. So yeah, we're going to see that guy.
She's on ice. Oh, well, she's on ice. I tell you, Clyde. I'm Clyde. You're Chad. She's on ice, and she has been for quite some time. You see, well, we put a bullet in her, stabbed her, whatever it is that happened to her. We then put her in an ice bath. You see, Chad. She's alive to this day, but if you kill me, you'll never find out where she is. You see?
Something like that.
When are we doing the Days of Our Lives cartoon? Because I can be the bad guys. Okay? I could be Clyde West. You know? You don't need James. He's too expensive. You can just give me, right? And then with the constant theme, little Maggie, you know, no Bonnie's on this week. It's good to see you again, Bonnie. Where you been, Bonnie? You know? I can do it.
I can't wait for all that mess, too.
You can always ask us something without asking if you can ask us something. We're here on the 10th floor with the open chat. That's the reason why we got the open chat, so you can ask your chat questions. Yeah. How do I feel about Alex and Kristen? I love it. Jacarius. I love it.
What do we think of? I think the two of them both of them got a big old horny bone, don't they? Some people have a funny bone. They have a horny bone.
And we got Gwen like hip hopping around, like not Gwen, Teresa, hip hopping around. Just do. I'm practically married. I'm practically Gwen, Teresa Kyriakis. Oh, yes, you are, Teresa. Good job. Yes, do. Right. Over on the other side of the scene, though, just the other side of that same scene, we got Alex and Kristen getting it on. And he's like, I'm just a rich playboy now. My God, what
Exactly.
a fall! What a huge fall this man is about to face.
Yes, because I saw the preview. Kristen's gonna reject him next week. Like, when the sex was good, but bye. And he's gonna be
What inspires that decision?
But I'm rich and handsome beyond belief. And Kristen's gonna say, and I'm a Demira. What's the point?
Yeah, right. What'd you expect from me? I am Kristen Demira. Not only am I Kristen Demira, but also I'm like 20 question mark years older than you. I've been around this block 150 times, buddy. All right.
Now, remember earlier I said that all the Demiras were questionable and they're not good people.
Yeah.
Now that's not true. Johnny Demira is pretty good.
And Chad's Demira, right?
Yeah, yes, he is.
Yeah. See, they're the exceptions. They're the Alexises. They're not really a part of the family.
Yes.
And since it's Pride Month, who are your favorite LGBTQ characters? Asked on Days, asked Jacarius. It's hard to say because I really don't know all of them. I know there's a Sunny, and Sunny and like a John and a Jack, or I don't know. Sunny and his
well,
the only one that I know of is Leo.
Yeah, and Dimitri's still in the jailhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll let him out in June.
Well, they were gonna let him out, and then remember how he sent a Dear Leo letter saying, "Oh, I found the love of my life behind bars. The love of my life is a hardened criminal." And by hardened, boy, do I mean it. Goodness. It went over people's heads, that one did, but that's all right. Oh, gosh. I wish I could answer that question better, but that's kind of something I mentioned kind of at the top of the hour during the housekeeping thing. It's Pride Month, but daytime doesn't have a strong representation of LGBTQ things, so it's a little difficult to highlight them. But we'll try best we can. I mean, Leo was on this week.
He was
doing his Leo thing, trying to stay ahead of his financial woes. Yeah. He just needs a different job. Clearly, lady.
Just trying to. He's just always trying to keep the level of. He wants to be as comfortable as what he's accustomed to.
I mean, Lady Whistleblower is not well paying.
Oh, Lady Whistleblower. Since they went ahead and printed something about the whole majorial thing.
Yes.
They should have let Lady Whistleblower write that. It's right up his alley.
Yes, it would be perfect.
And they didn't.
They didn't because it's not a well-planned newspaper. The office is too small. There's just not enough people working there. I think that's what it is.
The thing that about that set that always makes me kind of giggle is that the wall of the the cubicle is about 6 inches from the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, there's not even enough room to like vacuum between the two.
Yeah, no, it's full of cobwebs and dust bunnies, pin caps.
You don't need a cubicle when the wall's right there.
There's pin caps, definitely. Hole punches, little hole punched papers are all in there, just sprinkled in there like confetti.
And staples. So don't try to walk down there because there's staples in there too.
Leo, Dimitri, Will, Sunny, Paul, Allie, Chanel are all LGBTQ characters, says Laura on Days of Our Lives. So let's go over the list. Leo, I know Leo. Dimitri, I know Leo and Dimitri. Great characters. Loved the couple. Loved the relationship. Super fun. Everything from Madonna to Let's Get Married to everything that happened at the end with the baby. The intensity in the jail cell too. Like I'm upset really that they had Dimitri find the love of my life elsewhere other than Leo because I really liked what they were doing together. I don't know Will and Sunny, unfortunately. But
I thought they were entertaining and so funny and just fun to watch their escapades and stuff. It's very fun.
They were great. They were great together. And they were great together in the interview too, because we saw them together at Days. And it was just like taking their dynamic off screen and just putting it in real life in front of you.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you can't really say enough
It
good
was
things about Leo and Dimitri.
it was very fun to be there and meet them because it was kind of like, you know, of course we were meeting them as actors, you know, their real selves, but the banter and some of it was almost like, and of course it wasn't scripted, but it was like days of our lives. There they are.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
the way they spoke with each other
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff.
absolutely.
It was very fun.
It was Dimitri and Leo in front of us.
It was. It was super fun.
Will, Sonny, and Paul. I don't know those characters well enough to be able to comment on them. I think we've seen Sonny once in the time that we've been watching Days. I think he came through for an episode.
The only other gay character that we were able to see on screen was pretty much Talia.
No, Chanel's still around. Chanel's still around, and she's still bisexual. Chanel is.
Yes.
She's
yes.
just with a dude currently, but before that was Talia.
But you know, as a love story, part of the story though, couple. We did see Talia and Chanel together for a minute when we
saw
first
the end of that
doing
relationship.
Yes, and we saw pretty much the whole arc of Dimitri and Leo.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, at least I did. I mean, I didn't see the antagonism leading up to the boning, but I did see the boning.
Yes.
And then I guess, you know, Allie, whatever. She'll be around again at some point. I don't know, because Chanel, you know, Chanel's collecting family members is what Chanel did. She did the Allie Johnny loop.
Yes.
You know. Twins, by the way. So I don't know if that makes it more better or worse.
Yeah. So Sammy is a twin, and she had herself a couple of twins too.
Yeah. Which means that it's entirely possible that Chanel's got 2 Hulk babies inside of her, and that's why she feels so sick.
Maybe.
She's got 2 irradiated
But lately, though,
babies.
Chanel is feeling better lately, though.
Well,
you're not so pukey and stuff.
For now. See, it wasn't. What was it? They were worried about the radiation harming the initial development stages of the baby.
Yes.
Which could lead to something like. See, it can't necessarily lead to Down syndrome because that's not from mutated DNA. That's from having too much.
Right. But they could still do it if they want to. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised, especially since they did introduce the character that had Downs last week.
Right. I mean, yeah, they could entirely go in that direction. It's not like they're committed to following a real world, real life science, but I don't think radiation would cause that because that's from having 24 chromosomes instead of 23 or something like that. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see what they do. Whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be great. I have confidence in Days of Our Lives.
EJ is getting on my top of my I'm so disappointed in you list. EJ.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's a good character to be disappointed in.
I mean, he was trying to strong arm his kid into like trying to
end the pregnancy.
Force his wife to end her pregnancy.
Yeah, I know. It's no good. EJ's a villain, Ma. As fun as he is and being Elvis Jr. and Elvis and all that, EJ is not a good man.
He and Kristen, boy, they are brother and sister.
They sure are. Kristen, EJ, and Stefan are top tier evil Demira.
Yeah. They all have different mamas, but they got the same daddy, and he is shining through.
He sure is. Except Sammy's twins have different fathers, reminds us. Sandra and Jeannie.
Oh, yes, they do.
I remember that.
I remember Professor Angela explaining that to us. I remember.
This EJ has not been the horrible EJ of the past, says Jeannie. So, Ma, he could be even worse.
Ooh.
Can you imagine? I can't.
You know, I think that Sloan came back with the intent of telling about Eric. I think that's why Sloan doubled back. Was her intention is to tell the whole truth, but I think that since Nicole smacked her good,
you know what? Never mind. Just never.
And at the end of Friday too, Eric's in the house now too.
I called it the closed fist of justice, Mother.
And Nicole and Eric are going to gang up on her together, too, in that Demira living room.
Yes.
And she is going to take off through the side.
Volley her like a ping pong ball. But not
and
with
she gonna
violence, because Eric would never. But with
no,
words.
Eric would never. Eric would never.
With
And
words.
then the same door that she snuck in is the same door she's gonna run for. They're gonna gang up on her, and as they should, and she's gonna say, "Nah, never mind. You don't deserve this, baby." That's what she's gonna think, and boop, out the door she'll be.
Out the door, and she's gonna stop at the safe and grab the pregnancy paternity test on her way out.
Now that's going to be the kicker right there. That piece of paper. If they don't utilize that piece of paper that's in the safe in the story, if they don't utilize that, Days of Our Lives, come on now.
Well, it's Chekhov's paternity test. You know, you can't introduce something like that so early in the story and then not use it. Otherwise, your audience is going to be disappointed. They've been thinking about it the whole time.
I will think it was pointless, just like the uniform on Paris.
You didn't even like seeing Steve Burton in the officer in the gentleman dress uniform.
Of course I did. I thought the collar was weird because it was sticking him like this.
It was just ill-fitting.
It really is uncomfortable. It was sticking him up underneath his jaw. I didn't like that. It was distracting to me, actually. Yes, he looked absolutely so handsome. He looked so cute, so handsome. But you know what? You could have put him in a rib tee, and I thought he looked cool then, too.
That's true. There's no time in which you don't find Steve Burton just dreamy.
And he's not really even my type. Not really.
Ooh, interesting from Sandra. Sandra says, each Demira sibling has a different part of Stefano's traits. Put them all together, and you have classic Stefano.
Oh, I wish that I would have seen some of that. I guess I could go back and look at some. But he must have been one heck of he was a bastard, wasn't he?
So I guess Kristen, maybe Kristen got his lecherousness, like he was a vixen. You know what I mean?
Well, Kristen's such a schemer. No, they're all schemers, but she seems to be extra schemy.
She's very schemy. And she's not afraid to use her body to get what she wants. And then we got EJ, who's just angry. He's just an angry man. He's an angry, vengeful person.
And you know what? With Kristen, she almost like, to me, she almost like, without saying it, she says, "Yeah, I'm a hoe. What's your point?"
Got a problem with it? Let's see. Then we got Stefan, who is he's a lover at his heart. Stefan's a lover. He makes his
actually is.
He's a lover. He makes his poor choices because of his love. We'll say.
Well, right now he seemed to be really still. He wants his Gabby home. He wants his Gabby home, but at the same time, wasn't he like? He was over at Ava's apartment, actually, that's not really Ava's apartment, but he was over that apartment jumping on her bones like it's nothing.
Well, I mean, it's been a little while since they've done that, though, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
And then Chad's the good one. Chad is the redeeming qualities. Chad is the one he's nice.
Because he's got the Doug and Julie that's just formed him into something wonderful.
I guess.
Because he lives in the Horton house.
He lives in the Horton house, but he was good before then. He was good before then
too. Yes.
I didn't pay close enough attention to know who his mom is.
It was Doug and Julie and the love of Abigail.
I don't even know. Probably. Why not? We'll just say that. We're going to go with that. And if you say that it's something else, we're going to say you're wrong. Okay, this is Days for Dummies. We tell the truth around here. I guess that makes sense. I don't know of any other. I'm sure Stefano has 20 other kids out there, but I just don't know who they are. They're not on the show right now. So really can't.
So I know. I know EJ's mom is Susan, and they could bring her back because she was delicious.
It's played by Kristen, so it's easy.
So easy, right? Put the teeth in your mouth and off you go.
have at it, Stacy. Yep. Just have at it.
So that's EJ's mom. That's EJ's mom. And then wasn't Stefan's mom is that Devereaux chick, right?
Vivian Alamein?
No, yeah,
Oh,
Vivian Alamy.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think so. I think
yeah, I
Vivian
think
is.
so. We saw her early on
Yeah, we
when
saw
we
her.
first started
She
watching.
she was nominated for Suds in the Squared Circle Comeback of the Year, Return of the Year
And
for representing Days.
and the way they stylized her, it reminded me so much of Helena.
Yeah, just a witch with a B from the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. So I don't know who Kristen's mom is, and Angela, the professor, is not here for me to ask.
No, but
So
maybe Jeannie can tell us or somebody else in the
yeah,
chat.
yeah, Kelly, somebody who is
Kristen's mom. Kelly's
Kristen's
just going
mom.
to Google it as Jeannie would. I'm sure. I don't know. Somebody Google it for us, please. Um, um, then there's yeah. I don't know who Chad's mommy is either.
Mm-mm.
You know, was he immaculately conceived? Was he just born of the earth? Just one day he grew in
Is
Stefano's
he
garden.
is he of that generation? I'm not sure. Is he of that generation?
To
He's
what?
the half brother of Kristen and EJ and Stefan?
Yeah, he's the half brother of them. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure he's a Demira,
Okay.
unless he was adopted. Jeannie says he was played by a different actor before.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and Sandra says there's been so many Demiras living and dead. Kelly's got no clue, but that's all right. That's okay. I didn't expect Kelly to know. She's not an encyclopedia of knowledge. She's just quick with the Googles.
Yep.
Let's see here. I don't know. Stefano is not his bio dad to Kristen. Oh, he adopted or to Pete. He adopted them. I don't know who Pete is. Who's Pete? Is there a Pete? Is that what that says?
I don't know.
It's covered by
So
my little Peter. Oh,
so
Kristen
Kristen's
was
not
adopted
really a
with Peter.
Demira?
Yeah.
So Kristen's not really a Demira?
Well, I mean, of course she's really a Demira. She's adopted
Well,
by
you
the
know what I mean,
family.
though, biologically.
Biologically, she's not.
Okay.
I don't know who Peter is.
No.
I did we meet Peter? I don't think we met Peter. Is Peter alive? On days, of course, he's alive. Even if he's dead, he's alive.
Yeah.
You know, he's in Dr. Rolf's basement.
You know what? Who I discovered this week that I'm kind of like, maybe this is my ship. Okay, and I usually don't have one, do I, Matt? Not too much.
No. Mm-mm.
Much. I like Rafe and Jada.
Right?
I do. I like Rafe and Jada together a lot.
I like Rafe. Like Jada's
Me
great.
too.
I'm not trying to deny Jada. Don't take that as me denying Jada. But overwhelmingly, I like most of what they have Rafe doing, and I like the performance of Galen, in that role.
Yeah, me too.
And yeah, Rafe and Jada, they're good. They're so smooth together, right? It's so natural. It feels so right. In
It
my
does.
opinion.
It does. They kind of have a Sam Dante feeling for me.
Okay. Okay, I can see that. I can feel that. Just a natural rightness about it.
It's just natural. And you know what I really liked about Jada too, when she was there with Bobby and Everett? You know, Stephanie looks a little apprehensive, maybe a little scared,
Yeah.
you know, of the whole switchy guy. You know, she a little like, a little apprehensive, a little scared of him. Jada's not.
She shouldn't be. Why should she be? Just tackle him.
Well, no, and she's a police officer as well. So she's
spindly
going to
guy.
have,
She's got this.
She does. And she doesn't really know Everett. She only knows Bobby.
Yeah.
So the more aggressive one
Yeah.
is the one that
got his
she's
number.
always
It's
known.
fine. It's fine. Plus,
So she's not so scared of Bobby, where Stephanie's only known Everett and is scared of Bobby.
well, you know, and plus, you know, Stephanie's a delicate little flower that needs a man to protect her. So, Jada doesn't. Jada's got a gun. Let's just say that.
She's a little badass.
She got a gun. She got a gun. She'll use it.
Yeah, she will.
I will shoot you. It reminds me of Law and Order SVU. They got Ice-T chasing somebody down, right? And this is seasons in. This is like 15, 20 seasons in, right? So Ice-T, you know, he's getting up there. He's like in his late 50s now, I think, if not early 60s. So he's chasing the person down and, you know, doing the thing. And they have the suspect start to climb this fire escape. And Ice-T stops. He pulls his gun out. He points it up to the guy and he goes, "I will not chase you, but I will shoot you. Get down right now." And so the guy climbs down, they arrest him, all that kind of stuff. But it was a great moment to not have Ice-T do a stunt and bring a little humor into it. Let's see. Don't forget Lexi. See, the chat is going through it when it comes to Demiras. Jakaria says that Kristen is not a Demira. Yes, Peter Demira says Megan. Hey, Megan. Chad's mom was a friend of Kate's, says Jeannie. Chad's mom was the DA that had an affair with Stefano years ago, says Laura. Thank you, Laura. Peter and Kristen Blake are the original names. Jeannie loves Rafe and Jada with all capital letters.
Me too.
Laura follows up, if memory serves correctly, about Chad's mom being the DA. Sandra doesn't want us to forget about Lexi and Benji. I don't know who they are. Jeannie says Galen also does heartbreaking scenes. It was just a flutter of chat that just happened now, Ma. Chad's mom was friends with Kate. Yeah.
I think our anniversary of watching Days of Our Lives is probably late July, early August.
Sounds about right.
Would be my guess of when we started watching.
Sounds about right. It's literally the episode in which Dimitri and Leo hooked up the first time. So if somebody can tell me that date, that's the date that I started, and we started doing podcasts a week or two later, really.
Yeah, and I remember when we saw them at Days of Days in October, we were able to tell them all, we've only been watching 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. They're like, wow, really? How interesting. And you got in here? Sure did, Patchy. Sure did, old Patchy. We've got a secret rivalry. I just don't know about it. So we got John Black this week, Ma. We got to finish out the podcast talking about John Black because he was on this week, and you just gotta love John Black. All right, not only is he John Black icon of Days of Our Lives, but he also is just a dancer. He's a dancer that dances so fanciful, fancy free. I'm sure you saw the tweet that I shared, Ma. Damn you, John Black. Damn you for being such a man. A macho man. As in Days of Our Lives Pride of it.
Macho man. I want to be a macho man. Here's my karaoke for the morning.
Come back at 11 for more. In conclusion, John Black's amazing. He's great. And I love him. And I'm glad that he's still on the show. And I'll take 1 day a week. I'll take a minute a month. I'll take a second a year. So long as I get some John Black in my life.
Personally want to see John Black every single week. I don't care if he's on every day, but I want him to be on one of the days of the week.
I'm sure he's a tired man, but I still want him.
Yes. I like him so much.
Oh, gosh.
I like him so much.
Oh, that's it. I just wanted to say John Black was on and he's great. He didn't do anything super significant. He was just on. Really, my blown away moment of the week was seeing Bonnie. Because we haven't seen Bonnie in so long. And then there she is.
Oh.
As if she's been around the whole time.
She's been around the whole time. Yeah, it's very interesting how they do that on the bigger houses.
Oh, yeah.
The Demira house, and the Kiriakis house. There could be all kinds of residents. The other wing. Yeah.
We've been doing our thing. We've been filing our late taxes. It was hard this year. We made some investments. They were confusing, so we've been working on our late taxes together. Jacarius is going to do his own Days of Our Lives review tonight, so keep your eyes open on the soap after show with Jacarius Naylor. If you're not already a subscriber, head on over there and click that button to support him as well. He does shorter form reviews and recaps than we do, so little bite-sized portions of Jacarius if you want him.
Perfect.
Yeah. Peter's in a Supermax prison, says Megan. She doesn't remember why he's there.
It seems like in Days of Our Lives, there's always a couple of people in prison.
Oh, yes. They got
always.
Well, I mean, so Professor Angela referred to it as the revolving door in prison. So they must send characters to prison, release them from prison back into town, and then send them to prison, and then back out of prison into town and stuff like we're seeing with Clyde, right? Gabby.
Yep.
Dimitri.
Yep.
Yeah, the revolving door in the Salem prison.
Yep.
Well, that's it, I think. I think that's it. That covers the major hitters. We talked about Everett and Bobby. We talked about how wonderful Rafe and Jada are. We talked about the superpowered Marlena. We talked about John Black. I mentioned old Patchy. We made fun of Stephanie a little bit. We had a good laugh at Bobby and Everett. We got into, Cheetos and slushies.
I
Spray.
can't wait for I can't wait for the wedding. I want to see the wedding. I can't wait for Constantine to get blown out of the water.
I take you, Maggie, to be my lovely wedded wife, in which I have not lied to at all this whole time, I promise you. Only the truth for my Maggie.
Yep.
I know. It's getting worse as time goes on. The character needs to leave. Eddie, it's just getting more and more goofy, more clown-like.
I sent Matthew a picture this past week, you guys. I saw that Constantine played the janitor in the Breakfast Club. He's the janitor.
Yeah, we talked about Teresa being a gold digger too, and definitely gonna get a shock of her life. Alex too next week, and Kristen's like, yeah, he was the janitor in the Breakfast Club. I don't think he was going around going, "Oh, Emilio, come on, buddy, you need to not pull duct tape off of that man's hindquarters next time. No, don't do that. No." You know.
I'm sure when they hired him, they have to say, "You got to be as Greek as you can come up with."
I understand that you're an artist, Allison, but I need you to not use your dandruff to make snow. I got to clean that up later. It's gross.
Gross off.
He's Italian now.
Hey.
He's no longer Greek. He's just Italian.
There is a movie that I have seen several times from the 80s called Shirley Valentine.
Oh yeah, Dad likes that movie too.
And Shirley Valentine goes to Greek and she meets herself a Constantine. And it's hilarious when he's on the boat. If you guys have seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about.
Jeannie says that it is very much like a Dracula, but this is more of
it
my
is
Dracula.
like a Dracula.
This is my Dracula. This is the one that I do for my Dracula.
So he's from Transylvania, not Greece.
Wah, 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 wah. 1, 2, 3. That's where I get that from, the Count, folks. I was a big Sesame Street kid.
Yep.
Big Sesame Street kid. Big Bird. Why did everybody like Big Bird? Because it was big and it was yellow.
And he's so friendly.
And so friendly. Oh, gotta learn to be nice from Big Bird. Anyway, folks, that's it. There's no Big Bird in Days of Our Lives because it's not a NBC property. If you like Days of Our Lives and lost how to watch it, guess what, folks? It's not on TV anymore, but it is on Peacock. So if you get the streaming app Peacock, you can catch up with Days of Our Lives. It looks like they reduced the library some.
I saw yesterday that right now Peacock got a deal going on that you can sign up for Peacock right now for $19.99 and for a whole year.
And only $20 for the whole year?
Yes,
I'm sure
$20 for the whole year.
Only for people who have never had Peacock before. I'm sure
that's a guarantee.
Yeah, it's
first time
when these things come out. We got to call these companies and be like, listen. So I've been ordering Peacock for a year, and now somebody can buy it for $20. Can I have that, please? And figure out how to do that, I guess.
Sometimes, just that simple phone call actually works.
Yeah, get the right teller. Give it a shot, folks. But if you've lost Days of Our Lives, if you want, where is it on NBC? How come I can't watch it anymore? It's on Peacock now. It has been for a little while now. They have the last 2 seasons up there at the very least. So if you've fallen behind, it's really easy to catch up. It's all right there. Additionally, just a little public service announcement. If you come across somebody that is offering to sell you a hard drive full of Days of Our Lives history for any sum of money, in this case I heard about $450 for the entire series, which, on one hand is a bargain for the amount of episodes. Don't pay for it because it's stolen. It's stolen from a kind and giving curator of these episodes, of their personal collection that they have painstakingly collected and digitized over the last several decades and made available on Google Drive. I'm not going to share the account and all that kind of stuff. The conversation's fairly easy to find if you're involved in the soap Twitter world. And if you're really curious, you can send us a message on Twitter, on Gmail, and I'll send you in the right direction. I won't send you the link, but I'll send you in the right direction to possibly get a hold of it if you're approved. Don't pay for it. Like if you're out there and like, I love Days of Our Lives, and you come across somebody selling this link to a hard drive, don't pay for it because you can get it for free. And that's somebody taking advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So just a little PSA out there for people who are interested in Days history.
Mm-hmm.
Take care, Jacarius.
I ain't paying for snot.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm going to pay for my streaming platform, and that's pretty much it.
That's it.
That's pretty much it. Not for Canada, says Kelly. I don't know about Canada. maybe that's a Sesame Street reference. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But class dismissed. Get on out of here. We got to rest. We got to recover, and we got to come back in about 40 minutes.
Yes.
At 11 a.m. for 10th Floor podcast talking about General Hospital rather than Days of Our Lives. So join us for that. Like the video if you haven't subscribed to the channel. That's it. Class dismissed. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And we'll see you in just a few minutes for 10th Floor. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.